Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
At T-Mobile, our critical mission is providing unparalleled 5G coverage for when connectivity is mission critical. Introducing T-Priority, America's best 5G network experience for first responders, even in times of congestion. More capacity, faster speeds, better coverage. T-Priority from T-Mobile, built for tomorrow's emergencies, ready today. Discover more at t-priority.com.
For qualifying organizations on eligible rate plans, coverage not available in some areas and may be impacted by emergencies.
You know who the guy is?
No.
You've never seen him before. You see him pump faking, which you described as what? Step aside and show me with your hands what he did.
Like, if my hand is in my sweater, it's just like, he's like, you know.
Massaging himself?
Not even, like.
So he's like, it's like he's pretending he has a gun.
This is the plaintiff, Stephen Dorival. He says he rented a room from the defendant, and she ended up kicking him out of the room and stealing his valuable jewelry, music equipment, clothes, and other belongings. This woman cannot be allowed to treat her tenants in this manner, and he's suing her for every penny of the $5,000 he is now owed. This is the defendant, Sasha. She says the plaintiff's one of those troublemakers. He didn't get along with other people and she kicked him out. He took everything with him except his garbage and some used cat litter. A few days later, he shows up with the cops claiming he left behind his jewelry and some other expensive things, which was a total lie. And now here they are, some people. She's accused of taking from a tenant. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $2,500 for damages and unpaid rent.
All parties, please use your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come forward, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Stephen Dorival?
Yes.
You are suing your former landlord for $5,000 in damages. You say you're out much more than that in missing clothing and shoes, car keys, pet supplies, Xbox, toolbox, laptop, jewelry, and music equipment and TVs that, according to you, she's destroyed. You have a counterclaim against him for $2,500 for back rent from August to November that you say he didn't pay, plus damages to the place. Let me hear from you first.
So I moved in September of 2017. We had no issues. I was paying her rent, no problem.
Okay, but explain the kind of place this is. Is this a house? Is this an
This is a
apartment?
house. She has like 5 rooms. She has a guy living in the basement. I lived upstairs.
So you were renting a room. Everybody shares a kitchen?
Yes.
Okay. And does she live there?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. So go on. What happened?
So around like June.
And how much rent are you paying?
We were paying like $750
Okay.
a month.
Okay.
Yeah. So around June, we got a foreclosure letter in the mail.
Is this your house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why aren't you on the deed?
I have the deed.
Show me the deed that has your name on it, because I looked at the deed that's on record, and you're not an owner of the house.
Thank you.
When did you become the owner of the house?
2015.
Okay, but
September.
Your proof of being the owner of the house doesn't happen till October?
Yes.
When did you move out?
I moved out December 8th of
Okay.
2008.
The house is in foreclosure, right?
Yes, it is.
So one of your tenants either sees the mail or something and decides we're not going to pay anymore?
No, we did a little bit of digging. I went to the town. They gave me this to see, like, you know, who's actually paying for the house.
Okay.
And her name's not on for the year that I was living there.
Okay. You guys feel hanky about it. You decide you're going to stop paying rent. You don't pay August, September, or October. You end up going to court to get them evicted, correct?
Yes.
All right, and you actually get an order of eviction, and the order of eviction says you have to be out on 12/15. That's the agreement. You guys enter into a stipulation. That means both sides are in eviction court and they make an agreement. The agreement is you're not going to look for back rent. You just want him to heck out. And the date of his heck out is December 15th.
15th, yeah.
All right, now, according to you, a funny thing happens on the way to December 15th. What happens?
December 8th, my roommate Manny had a dog. He was like, hey, can you go check on my dog? I walked in there. The dog had feces everywhere. I cleaned it up. So I go downstairs. In the midst of me going downstairs, I hear, oh, I'm going to get these guys beat up. I want these guys out of my house. And I'm just like, whoa. After that, we all exchange words. I leave to go to the store. I come back. She has her friend and some guy there. So as I'm like, you know, coming back from the store, I see them. She comes.
Who's she? Come on up. Who is she to you?
Girlfriend.
Okay. And she's living there too?
No.
Okay, go on.
So as she comes up, she sees that everybody is like, you know, having words, and she's like, how come every time I come here, there's a problem with you, Sasha? So then her friend is going back and forth with her.
Sasha's friend is going back and forth with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
All right.
So after that, I'm trying to get her back in the car because I see them like, you know, they're about to go at it. So when I get out, the guy runs out. He's pump faking. Pump faking means like he looks like he has a gun on him.
Do you know who the guy is?
No.
You've never seen him before. You see him pump faking, which you described as what? Step aside and show me with your hands what he did.
Like if my hand is in my sweater, it's just like, he's like, you know.
Massaging himself?
Not even like.
So he's like, it's like he's pretending he has a gun.
Yeah.
But you don't think he has a gun?
No,
But
he could have.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to, you
All
know,
right,
go
on.
back and forth with him. So when I'm gone, my roommate calls me. He says, hey, she's saying that you hit her. I'm like, whoa.
She's saying to whom?
To the police.
Okay.
I'm like, whoa, what's going on? So I turn around, I go to the police station. I'm like, hey, I just want to come here and clear my name. He's like, there's nothing we can do for you right now. So he's like, park down the block from your house, call the police and get an escort to your house. I'm like, fine. So I go over there with the police. They escort me in. I go and I grab a little bit of stuff. He's like, do you have anywhere to go? I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to my mom's. So I go to my mom's. 2 days later, I come back with another police escort, and all my stuff is like completely gone.
So then on the 8th you leave, and you had not paid rent since August, right?
She wouldn't take the money.
Okay. According to you, you left on the 8th.
Yes.
And you packed what you could in the car,
Yes.
but you left behind things that didn't fit in the car.
There was a lock on my door, so I didn't expect anybody to go in my room.
And so what happens?
When I come back,
What
everything's
day do you
gone.
come back?
I come back on the 10th.
All right. And when you come back, do you come back with a police escort?
Yes.
So what happens?
The police officer comes, and this police officer, he wasn't having it. So he asked me if I had the key to the house. I said yes. He instructed me to go in. So I go in. He's like, go upstairs and see if you get the remainder of your stuff. I go upstairs. There's somebody else in the room, laying down, sleeping. Room is completely brand new. So I go downstairs.
What do you mean by the room is brand new?
Like it's super cleaned out. Like none of my belongings are there.
Such as? What was missing?
Clothes, my shoes, my Xbox, my TVs, my laptop, my studio equipment. Everything is gone.
Jewelry?
Jewelry, yes.
$1,500 worth of jewelry?
Yes.
That didn't fit in her car?
We wasn't trying to grab any of that.
Okay.
I was gonna come back for that.
All right. What happened to his stuff? He says that you stole all
He
his
took
stuff.
everything off. Everything, ma'am. Everything. He came with the officer.
The 8th was a big fat blow up where everyone's screaming like a...
He came back with the officers, in front of the officers, and took everything. Everything. He left me cat litter and garbage.
Do you have pictures?
Yes, I have pictures. I have videotapes that I did
Let's look at the videotape. Let's look at the videotape.
Okay? I don't see you doing all this talking. You doing all this talking. You doing all this talking.
That's you. Who's in the video right now? Her?
Yeah, that's me.
I'm seeing her from behind yelling at her. Okay. Oh, you just right in there, Kayla, ain't you?
Well, I wonder if you could hear what she's saying.
I even saved $50 for him. I know what's my money.
And now I understand why you were going like this with your hands. Wow. Mm-hmm. Stephen, this is a picture of what?
My closet.
And then what's this a picture of?
For like my studio equipment.
Music recording stuff?
Yes.
What's this?
Oh, that's an MPK Mini. That's something I make beats on.
What's this?
That's my laptop.
He has a receipt for those too.
Yeah, any receipts that you have for any of the things you're talking about, I'd like to see. Sasha, I got to ask you a question. It sounds pretty heated up and pretty street. So he's saying that when he left in that hurry, under those circumstances, you stole all his stuff. I know that you don't exactly handle things professionally. You just kind of moved in and took over a place that was in foreclosure because, quote, you were fixing it up. You're not even the registered owner until October of the year, where by then several renters had stopped paying rent. You register your deed just about the time that you're seeking to have them evicted, same month actually. So you don't exactly go by the book. So why shouldn't I believe that you got rid of his stuff?
One, that's a lie. He had none of this stuff. All the stuff was in the vehicle top. None of that was there. That's a lie.
Okay.
He had never had $5,000 worth of nothing. He wear fake
Okay, well, what'd
Gucci.
you do with his stuff? Because when he left that day, he wasn't I need you to listen to me. That is not the day he was planning on moving out completely. I know it wasn't. I know that the reason he left that day was because of the incredible scene that's going on with she's screaming, everybody's, it's this horrible scene in front of the whole neighborhood and everything. I know that that's why he leaves precipitously on the 8th, because he still has a right to be there till the 15th. So it's hard for me to understand why he would move all his stuff out on the 8th when he's leaving because of the fight. Did you say to the police, hey, she stole all my stuff, it's missing?
They gave me a police report.
Okay, can I see the police report? And can I see any receipts for anything that you say you didn't have time to take with you? And by the way, why wouldn't you take a laptop that's so important to you and $1,500 worth of jewelry, which you could put in your pocket?
Well, it was in the midst of everything.
No, there's no midst of it. Hold on. You didn't leave because someone chased you with a gun. You had time to call the police, go back there and get stuff. My question to you is, why isn't the stuff you get that stuff?
Because I was just grabbing a bunch of clothes just so
What
I can...
on earth took precedence over $1,500 of jewelry to be left in the house of a lunatic?
Your Honor, so the way that she took him to court to have...
I can't read this. Do you have something I can read?
No.
That's the back.
Okay, I can't read this, not only because I can't read it without a magnifier. With a magnifier, it's blurry, so I can't read it. So I need this is how to obtain a police report. Do you have a police report for me to look at, yes or no?
No.
Wow, you're the one who decides when to go to court and to have your evidence with you. So you have no evidence of what you said on that day, and then you said you wanted to show me some receipts. Now you're suing for back rent when you had already agreed in a court of law that you weren't going to sue for back rent. So what gives you a right to sue for back rent?
Because I'm here being embarrassed right now for no reason.
Are you?
Yes.
I think you don't need any help getting embarrassed.
No.
Like you can do that all on your own. You don't need me or him to help you get embarrassed. Anything else? Do you have any other receipts?
No.
I'm going to call a recess, and I'm going to try to give you a chance to bring me some evidence of what was missing that day. If you went there with a police officer, you should have a police report in your hands. I'm not new at this, okay? I'm going to take a recess.
All rise. Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, landlord throws out a tenant's belongings. Is that a crime, or is it just like a People's Court type thing? What do you think?
It's a crime.
What kind of crime?
Like theft or vandalism.
Ooh, like vandalism. The duck comes down, maybe, right?
Yeah, probably. I think so.
So, I mean, if you are a horrible tenant and you don't pay rent and you are disrupting the building, I can't come in and just get rid of your stuff and say, hey, you're out of here?
No, I mean, it's my stuff.
Well, it is your stuff. You got a point. Going inside the courtroom.
Well. Let's discuss what we have learned during the break, shall we? First of all, you got your hands on a police report. Do you understand why it is that I push for a police report?
Yeah, so you can really...
It's pretty important,
detail,
right?
yeah.
So we're going to put the police report right here. So you have a counterclaim against him for back rent of $1,500, but your settlement with him in eviction court was that you wouldn't pursue the back rent. All right, so let's talk about the damages, which I am very interested in.
Yes, which I provided.
This is a piece of paper with writing on it that purports to be damages of $600 for a carpet and damages of plaster to the wall. Okay, can I see the pictures of how he left his room?
I just have pictures of the damage on the walls that he did downstairs.
Downstairs?
In my living room.
In your living room?
Yes.
But do you have a flop house going and you rent out to a bunch of different people? How do you know this is him?
It's a fix-up house.
Yeah, right, but what I'm saying is you're renting out to a bunch of different people. How are you going to prove that he damaged this?
He damaged it. That was him.
That's how you're going to prove it, by repeating
yourself? He damaged
yourself?
it just like he's
All right,
lying
and
about it.
what is this a picture of?
That is the floor, the nasty floor that he left garbage, cat litter. I had to
Where's
take
the
off the
pictures
carpet.
of the garbage and the cat litter?
I don't have no pictures of that because I didn't think this was going to play against me
What
later
is this?
on.
What is that a picture of?
That's
is this
his
the floor
room.
underneath the carpet?
Yes. I had to lift up the carpet. The handyman had to lift up the carpet.
Okay,
to
but
put new
you're
carpet.
confusing two things. You could fix her up your fixer-upper, and that's on you. If you want it to be blamed on him as damages that he has to pay you, then you have to prove that he did the damages. I would expect to be seeing pictures of it before you decided to rip the carpet out, so you could show me what he did to the carpet. I would expect to be seeing damages that were in his room, or that you could prove through somebody's testimony besides just your own, which is starting to become more and more suspect in here.
Yes.
And don't get too excited, because I also wouldn't trust you. I wouldn't trust either of you. So you leave me in a difficult position. So what do I want? I want the kinds of things that happen before people know a lawsuit is going to happen. And you know what one of those is? A police report. And so what does the police report say? Complainant came with the police to pick up belongings on 12/8. The complainant returned at the above date and time, which is 12/10, to find his room occupied by another tenant and all of his property gone. Then the police officer writes, talked to landlord, and she stated that the complainant's TV is in the basement, but she threw the rest of his belongings in the trash. Oh, you said he took everything with him. Why would you say that to the police officer, unless it were true? What do you think happens if you throw out a tenant's belongings? When it's not even the date that he had to clear by.
It's not $5,000 worth.
5 days before the date he's supposed to clear by.
Promise that is not $5,000 worth.
Oh, that's your defense now. Not it didn't happen, but that it's not $5,000.
And he took all that equipment. He's a liar.
And now what do I do with you?
lying.
You think she threw out your stuff now? I know she threw out your stuff, but how much stuff? $7,000 worth of stuff, capped by $5,000 with receipts for 400 of it? Like, how do you figure that I am going to scientifically figure out the figure you're entitled to?
I don't have the receipts for everything I threw out.
You don't have the receipts. I'm sorry, you don't have the receipts for anything. The only thing you brought me a receipt for were your grills, right? There's only one receipt you brought me, right?
She cleared my room out.
You know, aren't you responsible to prove that this stuff was in there and how much of it was in there? Because I know that you went with the police to get some belongings on the 8th. I'm supposed to believe everything you own was left behind? Stop! If you call the police to get some belongings, why wouldn't I figure that some of the most important belongings in that tiny little room are your sound equipment, your computer, and $1,500 worth of jewelry? So, just like I tell her I really don't believe what comes out of her mouth, I don't necessarily believe what comes out of your mouth either. Because I know you're a liar. I have verifiable proof that you're a liar from the police, where you tell them that you threw out his belongings, and you tell me there were no belongings.
Because it was garbage, ma'am.
Do you think that the police, or that I am stupid?
You're not stupid.
Okay, and now there's a police officer. He knows the difference between garbage and belongings.
You're not stupid, and you would be a lunatic
so just
too.
stop talking, because I know a lot about you too. You take over a place, you don't own it, you don't pay a single day's mortgage, you don't even register a deed until they haven't paid you rent for 4 months and you figured out you can't evict them and you're stuck. They found the same gravy train you found. You know, and so really, you know, you don't come in here with clean hands. Taking a look at the evidence and attempting to do a little rough justice, I'm going to find in favor of the plaintiff the amount of $1,500. That's my judgment.
So the plaintiff gets just a portion of what he was seeking. Sasha, this was not one of your finer days, was it? How are you feeling about what
he's
just
a liar,
happened?
and honestly, I just want to go. He's a liar.
I mean, you didn't have any support, any evidence.
He's a liar.
You keep saying that.
Yes, I'm going to keep saying it because he's a liar.
The evidence proves you're not telling the truth either to the judge.
I'm just very nervous.
Yeah, well, that wasn't good for you.
No, not at all.
And you're a pretty loud screamer.
Yes, I am.
I wouldn't want to be in an
But
argument with you.
You'll be a lunatic too if somebody's in your house not paying for 6 months and disrespecting you too.
Yeah, well. All right, thank you very much.
You.
On your way. And I know you're not happy either with what the judge decided. Nobody ended up happy out of here, but you got something.
Yeah, I'm okay. It's, you know, at the end of the day, I got my stuff. You know, I'm getting something back. It's better than nothing. You know, she's right. I didn't prove that I, you know, had all my stuff in there, but it is what it is.
I bet you're glad you're out of there.
Yeah, I'm done now. I'm good. God's on my side.
You too. Right. Boy,
Yeah, glad to be away.
I tell you, look, everything bad about everybody came out in this case. You're all embarrassed. Okay, thank you very much. On your way. Harvey?
By the way, Doug Shee is such a liar, and committing perjury, just like vandalism, it's a crime. And that'll do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Hey, Fidelity. What's it cost to invest with the Fidelity app?
Start with as little as $1 with no account fees or trade commissions on U.S. stocks and ETFs.
That's music to my ears.
I can only talk.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Zero account fees apply to retail brokerage accounts only. Sell order assessment fee not included. A limited number of ETFs are subject to a transaction-based service fee of $100. See full list at fidelity.com/commissions. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
This episode is brought to you by Coffee Mate. After watching this season of the HBO's original series, The White Lotus, this is the tropical getaway I needed. One more pina colada, please.
Hey, you're not on mute.
Oh, I thought I was in paradise. Turns out it was my Coffee Mate. Coffee Mate pina colada and Thai-iced coffee-flavored creamers. Inspired by the newest season of HBO's original series, The White Lotus. For the love of coffee. Try now.
This is the plaintiff, Sadiku Tahiru. He says he hired the defendant to do his taxes, and the guy gave the IRS his bank information, and his refund went to the defendant instead of him. When the defendant sent him the refund, he stole $749.90 from him. The guy's a crook. He needs to be stopped, and he's suing for the money he took today in court. This is the defendant, Patrick O'Nuffy. He says his clients don't always have the money to pay him for his services, so he gets paid once the IRS issues the refund. He's been in business for 30 years. Nothing he's doing is dishonest, because if it was, the government would have shut him down decades ago. Bottom line, the plaintiff hired him, and he was paid. He's accused of taxing a client.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff hired the defendant to do his taxes and says that the guy kept his refund check. But the defendant says the refund was his payment. It's the case of 1040. Over and out.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Mr. Tahiru, how did you find Mr. O'Nuffy in order to ask him to do your taxes? Had he done any of your friends? Was he recommended? How did you guys find each other?
I was passing by, then they see the taxes sign on the wall.
So what was the agreement that he would do your taxes in return for how much?
$200.
Okay, and what kind of taxes were these?
The one that people do every year.
Okay.
The income tax.
Do you have them with you, the taxes that he did?
I do.
May I see it?
Sure.
All right, so you go in to see him, and do you sign any contract with him?
Nope.
So it was just verbal?
Yeah.
All right, so you speak to him, and then do you come back with your records, or did you have them all with you right then?
Yeah, I speak to him, and then I went to the job. They gave me the printout of the...
Okay, now what do you do for a living?
I drive the taxi.
Now, according to you, do you have a signed contract with him that states your rate?
Yes, ma'am.
May I see it?
These are the signed contracts. Thank you, sir.
Is this a copy? You're handing me a copy. Where's the actual signed contract?
That's the actual. Because I have other previous one from 2014, the same thing.
You did his taxes in 2014?
Yes, ma'am. Since 2014, I've been doing
Oh, you've done it since 2014?
Yes.
You did 2014?
15,
2015, 16, 17, and what? Let me see the contract information that you had with on those.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, let me see all of those.
Okay.
Have you always charged him $850?
Yes, ma'am.
You've always charged him $850?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this the first time you do your taxes with him?
No.
What does he always charge you?
$200, $150. I don't know, maybe he's taking some money that I didn't know.
Every single time since 2014. That's what he's saying.
Well, I never hear about those charges that he's talking about. I always pay cash. He give me the receipt.
George, he's been doing it severally, but that's the only one I have.
Well, that's important because you're trying to, if you're going to argue to me that he's always paid $850, and you have the proof that he's always paid $850, don't you think it would be really compelling for you to show me that?
That's true.
Right. And so the form you gave me has a date of 2018, January 2018. Who's the one who puts a date in, him or you?
Him.
Oh, so
Not
he's the
me.
one who wrote
Yeah,
the
so
wrong
he's the
date.
one that signed it. Mine came in January.
It would be nice if that document said
Yeah,
2018
as you can
taxes.
see-
It doesn't. You're also telling me you have 4 different times that he's agreed to that rate.
Yes.
I'd just like to see that.
I don't know about it.
So why do you take the 200 from him?
Because it doesn't do his taxes one time. It comes like 5 different times. He will bring one document, it will come another day, it will come another day. He doesn't sit down in one place because...
Do you give him a receipt for the 200?
I did give him a 200 because that was the first
Wait,
payment.
you gave him a receipt. What'd your receipt say?
$200 for a down payment.
Can I see the receipt?
Oh my God. I don't see what it says down payment. The agreement we did is 200.
No.
See, we're having a problem.
Yes.
And by we, I mean you. And I'm going to explain to you what the problem is. Number one, this receipt says 200, and then you know what you wrote underneath it? This is your receipt in your handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
You put a 0 like we're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the space for balance due.
Yeah.
Why did you do that if it wasn't a $200 charge for his taxes?
The reason I do that because he wanted me to give him a receipt first for that $200 and I could
Yeah,
charge...
but so what? All you got to do is write on the balance 650 more owed. Why didn't you do that?
No, because that was going to be taken by the bank
It
on his
doesn't
behalf.
matter. It doesn't matter how you're going to collect it. It matters that you document that it's owed. Because he's arguing that you're a liar and
Yeah,
that you
but-
just took his money and that it was never owed.
He came in with the $200 as down payment.
I hear you.
for his
Now, do you hear what you wrote? Wait,
Yes.
stop. You say he came in with a down payment. You, sir, say that was the whole payment. And then you write a receipt saying it's the whole payment.
Yeah. You're right.
Right. That's where the problem lies. Now hand that to him. And tell me, do you read what you signed?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. What does that say you're supposed to pay?
This is my signature, but I didn't sign this paper. I don't know if
sorry?
I didn't sign this paper. This paper, I know what I'm signing, but I didn't sign this paper, for sure. I signed the document I gave you.
That's your signature.
That's my signature, but I don't know how it gets here.
You don't recall signing it? So what is it, magic? How did it get there?
I don't know how it gets here.
Because that paper says you're supposed to pay another $650.
Oh my God, this
Right?
is a forged paper. I never signed this paper, Judge. Your Highness, I swear, I didn't say. All I know is.
Did you call me Your Highness? Or did you say I'm being honest? I don't know which of the two.
Judge.
I'll take either one.
So does it make sense that an accountant would say, I'll just keep your refund check as the fee?
No, it doesn't make sense.
Why is that?
Because it's not his, and he's supposed to, I think, get back to me before doing.
But isn't it possible an accountant could actually do that and say, okay, you know what? I'll wait till the refund check comes if you can't pay me now, and I'll just take the refund.
The check should come into that person's name, not his name. So I don't know how we would cash it.
Okay, and there is one other thing we'll talk about it, going inside the courtroom.
Who whited out? Somebody put white out on that date.
Yeah.
Why?
He did that.
White out?
He did that.
Why would... You handed me this and it has white out on the date. Why?
You know why it's if it is not white out, if it was me that whited it out, I won't bring it to court.
Oh my God.
Here's what we're going to do.
And I want a question. Why did he put a different routing number instead of my bank routing number that I gave him?
I don't know. Why is it a different routing number to a different bank rather than his bank routing number for his deposit?
I saw it. I came back and asked him. He was like, don't worry about it.
Is that how you always do it?
No, the standard is when you file your taxes, I operate in a depressed neighborhood. People come to me without money to do their taxes. It's like pro bono. And therefore, when they
So
come
you
sign
have their
on the
return,
paperwork,
you have their refunds go to your
to the
bank.
Not my bank.
What
It is a bank refundo. Each year you choose any bank of your choice. Once they release the money from the Internal Revenue Service, it goes through the bank and
To what? When you say the bank, whose bank? It's not their bank.
No, the bank that we choose.
Right,
each
you
year.
being your side of the
Yes,
table.
yes.
Chooses a bank because you want to be able to get your fee
Yes,
before
ma'am.
it goes off.
Yes, Judge.
Yeah, I got
and
that.
then they transfer the money to his account.
Okay,
That's
so
what's-
can you show me a contract that has the actual information? Oh, I don't know, something like, this is for your 2018 taxes.
I don't know. That's what I have, but he did.
I'll never pay $800 to do my taxes.
Okay, you need to stop a second.
shut
Because
up.
according to you, he has paid $850 to do his taxes. So here's
Okay.
what we're going to do.
Yes.
All right? Everybody chill a second. You're going to go to your bank and find proof that at some point in the past, you argued with him, you're not entitled to another $650, and he gave you the money back. I'm going to give you a week to do that. And you're going to go back to your office and you are going to find this piece of paper for 2014, 2015, 2016, just so I can see that you're right. He's always paid that, and he's just not realizing.
Which I never signed.
That's how, well, we're going to see. And that's how we're going to figure this case out. I'm going to give each of you 1 week to find that out. If I don't find from what you're sending me or fail to send me that in fact this is agreed upon between the two of you, you will be refunding anything else that you took out. Because this little document right here makes it look like the 200 was all she wrote, with a big zero under balance due and a line.
That's what
okay, so that's what's going to happen. You each have 1 week to find what you need to find. It's more important for you to find what you say you have than it is for you to find what you say you have, but try hard to find what you say you have.
The recording is gone.
The recording's gone, but the deposit where he gives you the money back, that's
like
somewhere.
Since 2008.
Yeah, do your best, okay? But you try to find, all right. Look how he turns around and looks at you guys again. I'm just going to give you guys a dress, okay? That's my rule.
All right, hold on right there, guys.
So the judge's verdict is pending in this case. Mr. Onafi, do you think you can go to your office and find the documents that the judge wants you to send to the court?
I'll try. I should be able to find it.
Because if you can't, then you got to give that money back to him, the $749 that he's suing for.
Yes.
It's all up to you in that case.
Yes.
All right. Well, good luck to you. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much. All right. Now, here comes the plaintiff. This is the first time you think you've ever heard of this, right?
This TV?
Yeah, no. The fact that he's been doing this to you maybe in the past.
He did that before I caught him. He paid me. So now he did that again because after he did that, I skipped some years not doing the taxes with him.
Yeah, okay.
So after that, I keep meeting him time to time. So we become
went back
friends.
to him.
Yeah, so I think he learned about that mistake, and then he's going to be okay. And then he did that again.
Can you find that document, the check that he sent to you?
That's the problem. Now I'm going to go to the bank and ask if it's like back there, 2011 or I don't know.
Go look for it. It's important to you.
If I don't find it, then what's going to happen?
I don't know. Maybe you'll still prevail. All depends on what he sends to the court. Okay?
Okay.
Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, good luck. This doesn't happen that often, Harvey. What do you think?
There's one other thing that makes this shady, which is how is the refund exactly the amount of the fee? That makes no sense. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Exclusively on ESPN Plus, UFC 313, Saturday. Reigning light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira defends his title against #1 contender Magomed Ankalaev, and an explosive lightweight bout between Justin Gaethje and Rafael Pazzi. UFC 313, Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Buy it on ESPNPlus.com/PPV.
This is the plaintiff, Anthony Pallone. He says he bought a 2006 Dodge Dakota from the defendant, and the guy never gave him a good title so he could register it. That's right, the louse has been giving him the runaround for 6 months now. The truck has been sitting idle, and he's about as fed up as you can be. He's suing for the $1,450 he paid for their truck, plus towing. This is the defendant, Sean Barbary. He says he was very open and honest with the plaintiff about the title confusion when he sold him the truck. And he can't believe the guy's being a big crybaby now by dragging him into court. He put so much time and effort into helping the plaintiff get the title, but if he won't cooperate, there's nothing he can do. He's accused of taking way too long.
All parties, please hit your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff bought a Dodge Dakota from the defendant. The guy never gave him the title, but the defendant says he was open and honest about title problems. It's the case of every lawsuit has a title.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Anthony Pallone,
Yes.
you are suing Sean Barbary for $1,450 that you want returned to you, $1,200 what you paid for a 2006 Dodge Dakota you can't title, and $250 for towing.
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
I bought the truck from him. I live in Massachusetts, so when I went to register it, in the state of Massachusetts, you need the seller's name on the title, and then my name is the buyer on the title.
Of course, that's everywhere.
He had his aunt's name on it as the seller and him as the buyer.
He jumped title. That means the aunt gave you the title to the car, but you never registered it and paid the sales tax.
Yes, but I am willing to do all of that, and that's a
Okay, but what do you mean by willing? Because we've been at this for quite some time. You've had the truck for how long?
July or August.
And you've been unable to register it?
I can't register it.
But why do you buy it if that's how the title looked? You didn't find that out until afterwards?
Not until I went to register it, no.
Wait, you hadn't looked at the title for the car that you bought?
No. The title, I looked at the title, and it had his name.
Well,
and his
you didn't
aunt's
look
name.
at it and notice that it was filled out?
I did notice it.
Okay.
And then when I went to my insurance company, they said, no, his name has to be a seller.
Yes, honey, I know. I'm wondering why you, a grown man, all right, didn't look at the title and say, wait, you know, that you didn't have an inkling that there was something wrong with it?
No.
Okay. Until you went to register it, and what happens? They tell you, what are you talking about?
I can't do it.
Right. So then you call him, and what does he say?
He said, oh, I'll try and get the title for you. And it's taken, I don't know, 6-8 months, and he hasn't got it. I got a text saying, oh, the title will be in any day now. Nothing. So he said, well, bring the car out. That's a $250 total.
Right, so tell me about that. At one point, he says, for me to get you a clean title to a car I sold you months ago, you need to get the car over to...
I brought it to a dealership to have them give it an inspection so he could get a title for it. That's what he told me.
Okay, and why did it have to be towed?
You can't register
It's uninsured.
it. Uninsured. You can't register it. You can't.
Wow, you're a careful person.
I'm
not sure what I would have done. I might have just... Okay, so you towed it.
I towed it there. They gave it the inspection. I brought it back home, waiting on him. After the 60 days, he called me again and said, well, we got to bring it back there and do it again.
Wait, why? What do you mean after the 60 days? What's he talking about?
No idea.
Well, there was actually a lot more than 60 days in between that time frame.
That's not good for you.
It is and it
Why
isn't.
are you selling cars that you do not have title to?
All right, so I got this truck through an estate when my grandfather passed away. I was given the truck by my aunt, and it's been a complete nightmare. I wish I never even took the truck. And basically, I got the title from my aunt, and it was originally, when he took possession of it, it was originally in my brother's name. My aunt had put my brother there. So the
Why? Did she mean to give it to your brother?
No, and that's why I have a letter stating that she did not mean to give it to my brother.
She just got you confused?
Yep.
But what I don't understand is you're selling the car, so you're looking at the title a little more carefully than he is. You know that you got a car that you didn't register. And you know that there's a consequence to that because when you register it, you're supposed to pay taxes. And so you didn't pay the taxes and then you sold the car that way. How did you figure he was going to register that car?
I'm exempt from paying taxes on that vehicle. I have a gift form from the
That's
state of
fabulous,
Connecticut.
except for you didn't execute any of this, did you?
I did.
You didn't take care of all that before selling the car, did you? No, you didn't. Just answer. We all know the answer.
Before selling the car, no.
Right, that's kind of when you're supposed to. Okay, so how did you solve the first problem? First, you had to get a title in your aunt's name again so she can gift it to the right nephew.
Yes.
All right, so you did that.
Yep, and I had actually asked her to leave it blank so that I could just fill his name in and have her directly
sell it to him. That would have been perfect.
Which would have made sense.
What did she do instead?
She wrote my name on it.
And how old's your aunt? I mean, like way up there or no?
No, about 50.
Okay, never mind.
No,
Wait, no, that's young as hell.
We're not on the best terms. She did it on purpose.
So if the guy can't give good title, can you automatically get your money back?
Yes, because you can't register it in your name, so it's not yours.
Fair enough?
No, sorry.
What do you say?
Probably not.
God, you are smart. You are smart going inside the corner room.
Why would she do it on purpose?
We just had a disagreement at my grandfather's funeral, and the whole family is not really all together anymore. And
that's a shame. So what happens? What do you do?
So then I take all of this paperwork and I go to the DMV, and the DMV tells me that my emissions has now expired.
You mean the thing he towed the car and brought it over? So now
Yes.
60 days? Why would it take 60 days after he takes it over? He tows it at his expense, your expense, right?
Yeah.
To get it inspected because he's trying to help you do what you should have done before you sold it. And you let 60 days pass?
Well, it took more than 60 days to get the second title in.
So then you actually have the nerve to call him and tell him, hey, tow it again to get inspected again because it expired. I couldn't get stuff done in the 2 months, right?
Yes, but
Meanwhile, he's got a car he bought from you that he cannot drive.
I was just selling him the car, and I discounted the car extensively for the title stipulation.
Really? May I see that in writing? Because he denies that even happened. He says no one knew there was a problem until he took the title to his DMV in order to register it in his name.
Just like you said.
Can you prove at all that you warned him, I'm selling you a car, but it's just a shell of a car because you won't be able to register. Can you prove that you warned him of that?
No more than he can prove that I didn't.
Well, here's the thing, Pumpkinhead. The problem is that when most people buy a car, the natural thing to expect is that they're going to be able to register it and, I don't know, drive it. That's kind of what people expect.
Which is why I tried to help him.
It's not that big a stretch. So tell me what happens next. You then tell him, tow it again, get it inspected again, and maybe I'll get around to it in the next 2 months. And he says, I'm done. I want my money back, and I want my tow fee. Correct?
Yep.
And you say?
I told him that I'd be willing to do it. I said that all we need to do is get this, and you will have your title. That's all we need to do. I have all the paperwork right here.
Well, let me ask you about that. I want to know what further progress have you made to put him or you in a position to get a title?
I cannot make any more progress without bringing it to admissions. That's the only thing I need to do.
That sounds to me, Sean, like a Sean problem. Okay? I'm ordering you to return to the plaintiff the $1,200 he paid for the truck, as well as the $250 that he had been willing to spend just to get your problem solved that didn't seem to solve your problem, because apparently 6 to 8 months is not enough time for you to do what you should have done before you sold the car. Verdict for the plaintiff.
So after a long period of time, it looks like the plaintiff is going to get his money back finally. Sean, what a mess.
Yeah, I'm just glad it's finally over.
Are you embarrassed?
No, I'm just glad it's over.
Don't you feel bad for him?
Nope.
You don't feel bad for him?
I
put him through?
It's just a bad situation for everybody involved.
Yeah, a terrible situation.
Yep.
I mean, how would you feel if you bought a car and 6, 7, 8 months later still haven't been able to drive it?
I wouldn't have bought it.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck, Sean.
Yep.
Don't try selling any more cars. Mr. Pallone, I think everybody feels sorry for you. What a mess.
Yeah,
what a
it
mess.
was a mess.
But you're part of the problem because you didn't look at the title to begin with, right?
Yep.
So everybody's at fault here.
Everybody's at fault, yep.
Okay. So he's going to get the car. He's going to have to come get the car now.
Yeah, I'm not paying for another tow. He can come get it.
Well, good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. What a crazy situation, Harvey. What do you think?
Okay, Doug, first of all, I'm so sorry. What did you say?
I thought I was wrong, but I was actually right in my brain.
On the title issue?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're a smart kid. You were a smart kid, and we will see you tomorrow in People's Court.